Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube channel. My name is Mike. Although he's now retired, Ray Lewis was back in the news today for his work as a commentator on ESPN, saying that he feels that maybe the incident that happened with Jacoby Jones on the party bus with the stripper while they were out celebrating Bryant McKinnie's birthday, that incident probably happened because of a lack of leadership now on the Ravens, with himself retiring, Ed Reed now gone to the Texans. And obviously when Ray Lewis makes a comment like that, I think part of it is because maybe he believes there's no leaders on the Ravens. I mean, he knows the players in that locker room now. But also, he's a guy in a new career that wants to seem edgy, wants to seem provocative, and doesn't want to seem like he's giving his former team a break and cutting them a break in this case. I think it's a combination of all that. But obviously, Joe Flacco took exception to what Ray Lewis said, and I don't think we can really fault Joe Flacco for thinking that. I think early on in Joe Flacco's career, there were certain opinions of him in that locker room by guys like Ray Lewis and Ed Reed. Ed Reed was outwardly critical of Joe Flacco a couple times, and maybe Flacco feels like, hey, you know what? You were a part of the 2012, 2013 Ravens. You're not a part of this team. This is my team. And I'm not just going to let you make comments like that. And I think it was good by Flacco to sort of stand up for himself and stand up for his team because, in essence, Lewis wasn't calling out Flacco. He's calling out the whole team. You saw Terrell Suggs even say he believes that the current team has leaders as well. And you run into this interesting dichotomy, though, when a former player now becomes an analyst, because Ray Lewis is in a tough situation too. He now has to, when it calls for it, give honest opinions on guys he played with, okay, maybe other peers in the league that he knows and respects. But hey, that's a part of Ray Lewis's job now. And when Joe Flacco referred at the end that Ray Lewis was one of them now, he's exactly right. And I think from here forward, Flacco sort of let his feelings be known that from here on he's got to let Ray Lewis's comments roll off his back, just like he lets any media member's comments roll off his back. And that I'm sure these two eventually will talk it out. And Ray Lewis can say exactly what he meant by those comments. But again, I think each guy is put into a tough situation here, given the comments that Lewis made. Again, I don't blame Lewis for making the comments if he really believes there's a void of leadership in that locker room, given the departure of he and Ed Reed. But I'd be interested to see the follow-up Ray Lewis gives to this, if he's asked again to sort of respond to Joe Flacco's comments. But let me know what you guys think of this situation. Who do you think's right? Who do you think's wrong? And what are your other opinions on how this little situation unfolded here with a little bit of a war of words between Ray Lewis and Joe Flacco? Hit me up in the YouTube comments. Hit me up on Twitter at SNewsAnalysis. Guys, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I preview every NFL game every week, but I also talk about any trending news topics in the NFL as well. So be sure to subscribe. Thanks again for listening, and have a great night.